Anyways, we're on the back end. It's a big back end. It's always a great back end.
And
why? Yeah, why? Yeah. Why is it?
I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you for making it this far, because we love our marketing interns that have made it to the back end. This is when we're at our best.
Yeah.
It's plain and simple.
Plain and simple. We're here. We're now. It's been an hour and like 22 minutes.
So we apologize for the length, but at this point, it's just great content.
Yeah, it's just really good content. We're ebbing and flowing. We're hot. And then I'm sure the marketing interns are foyer right now. They're just having a blast. But yeah, the marketing interns here, I mean, you're a tier above the rest. You've made it this far. And now you get blessed by us once more because, but a better version of the Back Pocket. We're a little better at this point, I think. Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's get to it. We finished with what did we learn in a feel-good story? Should we keep saying that, by the way?
Always.
Okay. Should we? Oh, okay.
Maybe we transition out of it, but right now I enjoy it.
Okay, cool. I'm not saying those segments specifically. I'm just saying, do we always tell people
what the finishing segments are?
What the finishing segments are, and like congratulating them for getting this far. Like
always congratulate them for getting this far, but I think the ones that have gotten this far, they know that there's a what did you learn in a feel good finisher.
Yeah.
So maybe we throw in a random segment in the next one to like kind of
spice it up. Yeah, because we always explain we stopped explaining marketing interns.
We no longer explain marketing interns because we know our marketing interns know who they are.
Yeah, but like for new people, we don't explain it anymore because that time has already came and gone.
Yeah,
and if they want to really know, they can figure it out. It's not that hard. No. There's a lot of people that listen to our podcast that they could probably ask.
Correct.
So yeah,
but should we do it?
Yeah, let's just get to it.
Let's get to it. What did you learn? And I can start on this one because I've already kind of talked about this a little bit in the front end. The power of mentors. That's what I've learned. That's what I've learned most today with Scot Chrisman, Tony Capra, Phil Zhao, my father. It's new. There's so many people out there that have affected us, and us just asking for a little bit more advice and maybe helping them in some manner, give a little give and take relationship. It's really, really cool how mentors have played a role in our podcast so far. Not only our podcast, but our life, and we can totally attribute a lot of stuff to that. So thank you to all our mentors out there. I think our podcast is just a working way of just adding mentors to our portfolio. Just like what would you call it? It would be a mentor acquisition podcast, I think is what I would call it. Sure. So it'd be a mentor acquisition of placing in your back pocket. It would be. You just have them in your back pocket, ready to use, secure. So yeah, now I'm visualizing. Yep. And I'm thinking, I like what you're saying. Okay. It would be a mentor placement in your back pocket podcast. Correct. I think that's spot on. I think that's exactly what it is. So what did I learn? I learned that the size of how big Africa is. Now this may sound stupid, but I'm going to put it in perspective for all the small brain people like myself out there. So Africa can fit the United States, Eastern Europe, Great Britain, India, all into Africa. And there would still be some space left over. So our whole country, Eastern Europe, which is fairly big, not Russia, Eastern Europe, Great Britain, which is fairly big as well, and India, which is a third larger than the United States in Africa. Now, let's also mention that India is only a third larger than the United States, like I just said, but it has 3 times the amount of people that we do. So they're just like cramped. They're like living on top of each other. Like if you pull up pictures of India, like cities in India, they're living on top of each other. Yep. It's crazy. And what do you think the population of Africa is? You're saying they're so much bigger than the United States. Do we have more people than Africa? Well, what would you estimate? I want you to look it up. But I'm going to guess right now. Okay. I think Africa has less people than the United States. That's a really hot take. But so the African population is 1.2 billion. We were so off. No, Africa has way more people than us. And the U.S. population is 300 million. Yeah, so 25% of that. So Africa has, because 1.2 million, yeah, so Africa has 1.2 billion, and the United States have 300. So they're filling up their country too. So they also are filling up their country, but then again, like I had said, India, Africa, Great Britain, Eastern Europe all fit into Africa. And then let's just give you a little perspective. India's population is 1.3 billion. Yes, there are more people in India than there are in the entire continent of Africa. And Africa is so much bigger than the United States. And it has India in it, Africa, Great Britain, Eastern Europe. Wow. That's a great what did you learn right there. Holy shnikes. That's a good Google. That was good work. Well done, Declan. You're always able to inform our listeners to give them that golden nugget to bring to the cocktail party because you can talk about that. That's something like it's not going to stir controversy. It's just facts. That's just going to blow someone's mind.
I mean, controversy is the air we breathe.
Yeah, and you probably have your own controversial statements that you could talk about, but all we're saying is, hey, the size of Africa, let's think about it here for a second. I think you can really draw on the masses with that. If you're, at the at the water cooler at work on your Monday, and people are just dragging ass everywhere, you could be like, do you guys know how big Africa is? And I feel like people are going to turn some heads. That's going to be something that needs to be talked about. So try it at work on Monday, because this is a Sunday podcast. Try that on Monday during your work week and see how it goes for you.
Absolutely, man. All right, let's trap the puck and close it out. A feel-good story that very warms our hearts. It warms the hearts of our marketing interns, and one in particular, Stephen H. Sherrill, our long-lost first-string producer. Happy birthday. Belated birthday. It was this past Thursday. It was a hell of a day. And we also like to mention, where'd you go?
Steve, it's your buddy Decal. Where are you, man? It's been 28 podcasts, allegedly, since the last time we've seen you.
Since the last time you've blessed us with your presence.
And we're starting to get worried. We haven't seen Steve in so long.
Should we put out a help call?
Yeah, we should.
Help. Steve, Harold, call, please, 1-800.
Help Steve, 1-800 find Cheryl.
Find Cheryl.
But anyways, I think we need to do a little back and forth on places Steve has been when he should be producing. So I'll start interviewing for a job.
Mm-hmm. Meal prepping.
Lifting weights that he doesn't need to be lifting anymore because he's done playing football.
Playing Fortnite.
And that was our segment, Where is Steve? Or what was it?
Where is Steve when we are recording?
Yeah, there we go. All right, sweet. Well, anyways, it sounds like Steve's doing a lot of good things now that he's not a producer, so that's cool. Mm-hmm. Congratulations, Steve. We hope all our marketing interns are very productive this week. We will be back with a wild episode next week. Podcast 50. It's our half-century podcast. Or fifth decade podcast. I don't know how you guys want to go about it. But
it's all about perspective.
It's all about perspective. How big is Africa? Think about it that way. Anyways, have a great week. We'll see you next week. Podcast 50. Love you. Take care.
Take care.